I'll give you a brief update what I've been doing since I saw many of you the last time after the governor's race. As you probably know, I went out and started an alternative energy company. Started a green car company. I'm chairman of a company called Green Tech Automotive. We have built 4 vehicles, 3 hybrids, electric vehicle. You can go on our website, great vehicles. We will begin to produce those in probably 6 months. Hope to hire about 5,000 people in a manufacturing facility.
Did you drive here in one?
No, they're still going through DOT. We got to get the DOT, the crash testing and all that.
Okay, just checking.
I was in Hong Kong 6 weeks ago. You may have read in the paper. I bought a big neighborhood electric vehicle company. For the first time, we are taking a company from China and moving it over here. So that was great. I got a lot of press on that. It's a neighborhood electric vehicle. This one goes 45 miles an hour. It goes 100 miles to a charge. You plug it in at home at a 110 volt outlet. It goes on at 2 o'clock in the morning. A little computer chip charges till 6 a.m. So when the peak is down, and you know, it's like I'll drive it to my office. My office in Tyson's Corner. I live in McLean. It's 4 miles, so for me it's perfect to drive around. But I'll have the other cars out soon. As you probably know, the city of Franklin shut down their paper mill after 150 years, and 1,100 people were thrown on the street. It was really sad. The value of the real estate dropped 50% overnight. I saw this as a perfect opportunity to do what I talked about when I ran for governor. We got to get into the green space, so I put a big bid in. 14 of us, 15, have bid on the plant. I think we have the best bid. I think in a week or two we'll be awarded the bid, and I'll convert it from a paper mill into a biomass facility and create green power here in Virginia, which is a very unique thing. So I'm doing what I said I'd do when I traveled around and talked to you during the campaign. I said we've got to think differently how we do our business here in Virginia. My campaign was all about jobs. If you don't have jobs, you don't have money for education, you don't have money for transportation. I said we've got to shake it up and do things differently a little bit here in Virginia. That's why I called for a mandatory renewable energy standard. I still am adamant that we need to do that here in Virginia. Now that I am very much in the business, I mean, if I didn't live in Virginia, I would not be doing these facilities in Virginia because you really couldn't afford to do it. I would make more money if I did it in Maryland or North Carolina because they have a mandatory renewable energy standard. They have to buy green power. You don't have to buy it in Virginia. That's why I don't know if any of you saw Morning Joe today. Anybody watched, saw me? I was on for an hour today, and I said President Obama needs to have a nationwide renewable energy standard. If we do that, then we will really turbocharge these alternative energy investments because we've got to get off of oil. This is something I've been passionate about. We spent $900 billion last year importing oil, diesel, and petroleum products. It's killing our trade deficit. It's killing our economy. It's also a national security issue. As you know, 50% of the oil comes through about 6 straits, what I call them choke points. One of them, the Strait of Hormuz, where most of it goes through, is between Qatar and Iran. If one of those were shut down, it would decimate our economy. So we've got to start moving away from oil into alternatives. That's why I'm trying to do biomass, wind, solar, and electric vehicles. I will have these cars for sale next year for you here in Virginia. I hope you all buy one of my electric vehicles and do your part to get us away from oil and to do what we need to do to create jobs here in Virginia and get the economy going. We still have a very tough economy. We were in Martinsville and Danville last week, 21% unemployment. Think of that. Very tough.
Where are you going to make the cars?
Well, we haven't announced that yet. If you read the paper, I'm saying that they're either going to be built in Tennessee, Mississippi, or Virginia. So you just let your imagination wander. But obviously, I'm negotiating for a very, very large tract of land, and we got, you know, until we're you don't want to give it away too much, as you can understand that. $80,000 home on the property all of a sudden is worth $8 million, but I finished buying it. So, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised what we're planning on doing here. Create, you know, we need to create manufacturing jobs. People need jobs, which is the most important thing. President Obama is working on this day and night. He inherited a mess. We all know it, left over from the Bush administration. He did healthcare. He said he would do healthcare. I don't know why anyone's shocked
Why they're all
about this.
surprised?
I mean, why this is some.
He did say it.
The tablets have come down. Moses is carrying it. You know,
Yes.
he said he was going to do healthcare. He did it. He's doing energy. Said he was going to do energy. We're going to get hopefully financial. I think we got our 60th senator today, so I think we got financial reform done, which is great. We got very important elections. My best guesstimate is on the elections coming up, I think we probably lose 5 or 6 seats in the Senate, and we'll probably lose, I think, anywhere from 28 to 34 seats in the House. We control both chambers. I think after this election, it's going to be, you know, a midterm election. It's going to be a little unique because of the economy, but we'll keep both chambers. And I will predict today that nobody is going to touch Barack Obama in 2012. I mean, first of all, you can't beat somebody with nobody. Who's going to run? Is it Palin? Is it Pawlenty? Is it Romney? I don't know. But if you look at the Electoral College, I mean, I feel very good. We got a long, long way to go. We got 16 weeks till the midterm elections. I think the economy is going to get better, but it's not going to get what most people are hoping for. Is, you know, we have to create 125,000 jobs a month just to keep up with population growth. Forget about the 10 million jobs that have been lost. And to bring all those jobs back, we have to create about 240,000 jobs per month for the next 48 months to get unemployment from underneath 9. That's a lot of work. The only way we're going to do it, folks, is to create new businesses. That's why I talk about green alternative energy. That is the future. I have been traveling the world. I just got back from China. Many of you who watched the World Cup probably saw I went to the World Cup, had a good seat between Bill Clinton and Mick Jagger. It was fun. I went to Russia. I have been all over the Middle East, pretty much talk about alternative energy projects. I was in Saudi Arabia. I read where they're going to invest $100 billion on green energy. Now you'd say, now here's Saudi Arabia, has more petroleum than any nation in the world. They're going to do 8 nuclear plants, wind, solar. So when you meet with the officials over there, you ask them, why are you investing? You've got more oil. Why are you doing all these alternatives? Their answer to me was very simple. They said, Terry, we use our energy here. It costs us $2.47 a barrel to use it internally here in Saudi Arabia. I can sell it to you for $80 a barrel. I don't want to use any here. I want to sell it to you. Can't argue with that. It made sense to me. Now, if we're not going to get smart about this and start doing what we have to do instead of relying on other people, that's why I think it's so imperative. That's why we got to get an energy bill done. We got to get a climate bill done as soon as possible. We need a nationwide standard. But, you know, listen, you're all here as good Democrats. You have done a magnificent job. We had a tough election last year here in Virginia. We got a rebound. The one thing that I think bothered me the most about last year's election is when you talk to a lot of young people for the first time they voted, I said, we need to come out and vote. They said, no, I voted last year for Obama. I did my part. I'd say, you just start. President Obama needs help from people to get the job done. So we have got to motivate people. We have 4 key congressional elections. We've got Nye, Perriello, Boucher, and Jerry Conley. I think Nye and Perriello are 2 of the top races in the country. We got to work very hard to make sure we retain control. We'll see what happens here. But, you know, you ought to spend your time helping as much as you can on these really 4 contested congressional races because it's going to be very important. So, you know, I'm optimistic, but as you all know, I'm the ultimate optimist.